I'm going to be talking about everything that I brought and what all I had to do to prepare for my first triathlon that I did this summer. If you are thinking about doing triathlon, I would encourage you to do it. The triathlon that I completed was a sprint triathlon. I'll be getting into the length and everything a little bit later, but it was relatively short. I'm not saying it was super easy, especially if you don't complete them often or if you're not training for them. It does take a little bit of training, but they're really, really worth it. It was indescribable, the feeling that you have after you complete a race. That after race adrenaline rush that you have going on where you're like, yeah, I freaking did it. It's multiplied vastly when it's a triathlon because there are so many other things that go into it and they're much longer. So things first, I had to purchase a one-day Usat membership permit. The one-day ones are only $15, or you can get one that will cover you for the entire year. If you're planning on doing multiple triathlons in the same year, you can get a year membership, which are $50. So relatively cheap. I'm not saying that that's cheap for everybody, but it's not like they're hundreds and hundreds of dollars. If you need to save up $50, it takes you a few weeks or a month or however long, you can buy one and they make it really, really easy. You can usually buy one as you're registering for the race. The next thing that I had to do was check my email. They send you a lot of emails that have a lot of important information in them. It'll tell you transitions, how long each transition period will last, the approximate start times for each event, what time to get there. If you're doing same-day packet pickup, it'll tell you where to go and what time that you need to have your body markings and everything done. It gives you so much good information. So once you're registered, please check your emails very often, every single day, I would say, before the race. This race that I did in particular was the Pioneer Power Sprint. It was at Texas Women's University here in Denton, relatively close. They did a little loop around the campus. The natatorium was where the swim was held, and the run was in a park near the campus. The race that I did, it was a 5K run, a 16.3 mile bike ride, and a 200-yard swim. So nothing crazy, but it did take a while, and it is a lot different doing those things one right after the other than if you were to just go run a 5K and then be done for the day. The order is usually swim, bike, run. You run last, you swim first. So the swim was actually really fun. It was an indoor pool at the Texas Women's University Natatorium. They just had us go up and down the lanes. They had multiple people in the pool at the same time, multiple people in a lane at the same time, and it went by really, really quickly. Once you got out, you went to the second transition, which was the bike ride. They have everyone's equipment and bikes set up at the transition area. So once you finish one event, you go back to the transition area, switch everything up real quick, and then go back into the race. So once you were done with the swim, you went back to the transition area, changed if you needed to. I just stayed in what I had on. I wore the same thing the entire race. It was very easy. You grab your bike, you put your helmet on, and you go. So once you finish the bike, same thing, it usually loops around back to the transition area, and then you drop your bike off, drop your helmet off, and go to the start line for the 5K. Once you finish, it drops you right back where you started, and yeah, that's it, you're done, and you feel great about it. You're full of adrenaline, so any pain or tight muscles or stiffness comes afterwards because you're on that adrenaline high. There's nothing like it. Let's talk about what I actually brought to the race. So first things first, like I said, the swim. I bought these goggles off of Amazon. They're mirrored. They're a little dirty. They're mirrored. I like these because it prevents glare under the water. They were pretty cheap. Like I said, I just bought them off Amazon. These are the same ones that I use for practice when I go to practice in the mornings. I use these goggles every single time. I would say I buy new goggles maybe once or twice a year. They last pretty long. Sometimes I've only had to buy new ones because I lost them. I don't know, like I said, they're pretty durable. I don't have to buy new ones very often. And then I have my swim cap. I bought this from Extreme Swim. I wanted all of my swim gear to be purple, so all of my swim practice gear, my kickboard and everything, my bag, it's all purple. That just makes it easier for me to identify what stuff is mine. So, like I said, purple swim cap. This was also relatively cheap. I think if you're just doing it for the fun of it, or if you're just getting into it, don't go out and buy the most expensive thing. It's not necessary. I just bought things that I liked. I bought things at prices that were okay for me personally. So if the price for you personally is go dig it out of the lost and found bin, great. Or if your personal price is you want to spend $200 on a new swimsuit, great. Just buy something that's comfortable for you, that you like, and it's within your price range. You don't have to have the fanciest gear there. It's not going to make it more fun if you have thousands of dollars worth of equipment. It's just fun to complete it. This is my swimsuit. I've had this swimsuit for a few years now. I also bought this from Extreme Swim. I used to teach my lifeguarding classes in this swimsuit when I was still an instructor. And it still fits. It's not super stretched out. It's a great swimsuit, very high quality swimsuit. Again, it was not very expensive, maybe $60 to $70. It really wasn't that bad, and it's lasted me a very, very long time. This towel was actually gifted to me. It folds up, you can actually roll it and it'll snap in place right here. It also came in a little mesh bag, and it has a smaller towel with it for your face or your hair, so you can dry yourself off, not have to use this towel. But it's microfiber, it's purple, and yeah, I don't know where this came from because, like I said, it was a gift. But it works really, really well. I love the microfiber. It dries really fast. If you hang it, it just dries so quickly, and it absorbs all the moisture that you throw at it. So really high quality towel. I bought these bike shorts off Amazon. They're pink and purple. It has a little padding in the back right here so that you don't start hurting partially through the race. I just wore these over my swimsuit. Like I said, I didn't change the entire race other than putting my shirt on. I just wore my swimsuit and my bike shorts. These are My Kilometer brand. Actually, I feel like these were probably closer to maybe $35 or $40. Like I said, I bought them off Amazon. They came within a few days. They have grip right here where your leg goes, and that way they stay down, they don't ride up. They're very comfortable. They're very soft. It's got an elastic waist. They stayed in place the entire time. Swimming in them was not an issue. They did not weigh me down very much. They did not hold water. It's even got a little pocket on each side so you can put snacks or whatever you want in there. I really enjoyed them. They were comfortable the entire race. I didn't have any problems with them whatsoever. Okay, my helmet. I also ordered this off Amazon. I still have my race number on the back. Yeah, I like this helmet a lot. It has this, you can just flip over and you got a little sun visor right there, and then if you don't want to wear it, it flips upside down, and it's magnetic on the front. It's got 3 little connection magnets that it just stays right in place. I've never had an issue with it falling off. It's really, really secure. You can even wiggle it around, it won't fall off. It's a very high quality helmet for the price that I got it at. I would say again, maybe $35. Not very expensive at all. It is Victgol brand. It has a little light in the back. You can press it and it has a little red light that'll flash, so if you're riding in the dark, sometimes these races start really early in the morning and you ride in the dark for a little while. That wasn't the case when I was riding because it was the middle of the summer. So by the time I got to the bike event, it was already daylight outside. So I didn't have to use the light. The straps are adjustable. What I really like is it has this little Velcro piece right here that keeps the extra little strap on the helmet out of your face. So you don't have a strap right here flying around your face while you're riding. It's very comfortable. It's very lightweight. I would recommend this helmet 1,000 times over, and it comes in a lot of different colors. I just like the black and white. Okay, and I have my shoes. They're Nikes. I hate laces. I absolutely hate laces. I have really high arches in my feet, so shoes that lace up put a lot of pressure on the top of my feet. No matter how loose I lace them, I don't understand. But they're really uncomfortable for the tops of my feet. It starts hurting after a while if I get shoes that lace up. So I always opt for non-laced shoes. I bought these at Academy, I believe. These were a little expensive for shoes, in my opinion. They were about $85. But they were on discount, which is the reason that I bought these in particular. I love the color scheme. They've got a lot of padding in the bottom. Yeah, they're kind of dirty. They're used. They're really comfy. Lots of support if you have high arches like I do. And this mesh fabric at the top really lets your feet breathe. They're lightweight. I absolutely love them. I use them in most of my races unless I know the races are going to be dirty, like some of the 5Ks that I do with obstacle courses where I know it's going to be muddy. I don't wear them because I don't want to mess them up. So I have an alternate pair of shoes that I wear for some of my 5Ks, but for my triathlons and for most of my 5Ks, I wear these shoes. Okay, this is my race belt. It is by Synergy. Again, I bought this off Amazon. Race belts are really convenient. You put your bib right here and it holds it in place. You just slip it over these and you can tighten them. It's got little pockets right here where you can keep snacks or gels or energy pouches if you'd like. It clips and it's adjustable. It's got those little things on both sides. It's elastic. It's really comfy. It's not, you know, hard on your skin or anything like. It doesn't squeeze you very tight. I just wore it the whole race. Didn't have any problems with it. I did not buy this bag with the intention of using it for this. I bought this bag with the intention of it being a gym bag, but it's a cute little duffel bag. It's Adidas. I don't remember how much it was because it was so long ago that I bought it. I've had it for years. But it works perfect. It's got this little pouch on the side that has a water protection layer in it, so you can put your wet swimsuit in here and none of your other stuff will get wet inside the big pocket. And it's got mesh on this side so it breathes, so it doesn't get smelly, it doesn't mildew, and this bag is very washable. It's just big enough to hold everything that I need. This is all just one big pocket in here. I put absolutely everything that I needed for this race in this bag, and it held all of it with no issues. It's got another mesh pocket on this side where you can put snacks or whatever. This is adjustable. I like keeping it short so that I can just throw it over my shoulder like this, but if you wanted to make it longer and do a crossbody, you could totally do that. So if you're looking for a race bag, I would definitely highly recommend getting a small little duffel bag like that. And if you can find one with that little waterproof pocket, even better. My water bottle. I bought this water bottle from Target. It is Bubba brand. It fits perfectly in my little bike water bottle cage. It even matches my bike, which is the reason that I bought this one in particular. It's a good little water bottle. It's good for mixing if you want to mix some energy powder or protein powder in there and shake it up. It's really good for that. It's got this extra little locking piece to keep it in place. That way the lid doesn't fly open. yeah, I mean, it's just got a normal little round spout on it. I think it's really easy to use during races. If you wanted to, you could probably even clip it somewhere else on your bike or hang it if you wanted to. My bike, I have a water bottle cage for it, so I just stuck it in there. I know a lot of athletes bring multiple water bottles with them. I only brought this one just because it was kind of a short race. And I don't like putting a lot of things on my stomach when I'm exercising that hard, but that's just me. I did, however, bring snacks. I brought bananas with me to my triathlon, and I did eat a banana in between transition, just because you're burning a lot of calories. You really are. You're burning a lot of calories, and I wanted something that was kind of light and sugary to keep my energy up. And I also brought a Cliff Bar with me. I brought the crunchy peanut butter. Peanut butter has a lot of calories in it. It's also pretty sugary, and you know, Cliff Bars and bananas, they're not hard on my stomach, so it was pretty easy to digest them. I didn't feel overly full. I didn't feel lethargic. I didn't feel nauseous. It was the perfect amount of food for me personally. I think that you just kind of have to experiment with what your stomach can take and what things sit well in your stomach during a race. This is my bike. It's a Marlin. I bought it from Richardson Bike Mart. I did have payments for it, but it really wasn't that expensive. I believe it was somewhere between probably about $600, $600 to $800. So it was affordable for me for my first bike for this sort of event. I do use this to practice. I do take this sometimes to my local parks and do mountain biking with it. It is a mountain bike. I know sometimes for triathlons, people bring specifically road bikes, but this worked just fine for me. It was sort of a gravelly road that we were on, so I think that my mountain bike was perfectly fine for this event in particular. Like I said, it matches my water bottle. You know, it's got this little teal color. It matches my bag, it matches my water bottle. I like to be matchy. And yeah, I've got my lights on it and everything. I even have a little phone holder up here. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything that I brought with me. Really quick, I kind of want to talk about what was in my packet for packet pickup. So in your packet at packet pickup, it's usually going to be a day or two before your race. What was in my packet for this race was my race bib with my number on it and stickers to put on my bike and on my helmet. They also had a tracker that went around your ankle. It was a little foam tracker that had your race tracker in it so that they can tell where you are and when you cross the finish line. It usually has other stuff in there. Your shirt that I'm wearing right now. Sometimes they put other stuff in there like socks or hats. Usually they put some sort of Cliff Bar in there or energy powder in there, just stuff that you might need for race day. They try to throw some extra stuff in there for you. But the most important things are going to be your race stickers, your bib, and your tracker. So make sure you go to packet pickup. Make sure you get all your stuff. I would make sure that you have all of the things that you need in your bag before you leave the packet pickup area, just to make sure that you are set for race day. All right, that is everything that I have, everything that I can think of that you would need for your first triathlon. That's everything that I used. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, or if you think of anything that I missed, leave it in the comments. If you have any recommendations on things that maybe I could bring to my next one that would make it easier, definitely let me know. And if you liked this video, give me a like down there, okay? All right.